What is up? Welcome to this week's episode of Lambgoat's Vanflip podcast. I am your host, LURK. Today I'm joined by Shawn and Jose of Tampa crossover thrash metal hardcore band Cold Steel. Welcome to the show, boys. How you doing today?
What's happening? How you doing?
You guys have a new record coming out this week, but it'll be out the week after. Wait, no, sorry. Your podcast will come out the week after your record comes out. So this week, technically, you have a record coming out, but it came out last week. Witness of... No, that's not it. Sorry. Discipline and Punish is your record, yes. So welcome to the show, boys. How you doing?
Doing great. Yeah. Doing good. How are you?
So again, you don't have to wait for the other person to... I know we talked about it beforehand and not talking over everyone, but just, one of you guys got to take the first step in the conversation.
Yeah, both too courteous.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. It's all good. It's good to be courteous, especially in this violent world of hardcore, but we'll get into that. Yeah, so you guys have a new record coming out, relatively like a newish band for at least the last couple of years, but you guys have kind of like bounced on the scene. You're with Spine Farm Records. Like I said, we've talked about it already, the new record coming out this week. What I'd like to know is, like, you guys are based in Tampa, so clearly, as a crossover act, there's a lot of influences, obviously, from the legendary death metal scene, I would assume, that comes from around that area. So I'd like to know more about, like, how the sound came about, and then we'll get into, like, how the band, got together and all that stuff. Or you can actually lump it in together if you want to, like, how the band came together, and then, how the influences came about, too, because obviously you guys are all probably influenced by different things.
Most definitely. I would say for like influences, and starting out, that's Jose's department.
Man, I knew you were gonna throw me under the fucking bus right off rip. Wow, man. Okay. So I have to say, so I'm 32 years old. I started off in the hardcore scene, when I was like about 16 years old, just, starting to go to shows like a friend of a friend type of deal. I've pretty much been trying to start a band since I was 16 years old. But I don't play any instruments or anything like that. I don't know how to write riffs or, any of that stuff. And long story short, it kind of just became one of those things where I guess, maybe it just wasn't taken so seriously. I'm sorry, what was the question again?
How did you guys form? And then because you guys are from like a death metal hotbed area, how does that kind of play into the influence of the band and stuff too?
Damn, I lost my trail.
No worries. Yeah, no, I mean, I would say the forming of Cold Steel was definitely from the passion of Jose wanting to start a band. Yeah. And then just culminating members around that. Like, he already had lyrics ready for like full EP. We just had to provide the riffs. I mean, really, that's beginning of starting of Cold Steel for sure.
Yeah.
And then influence besides that, fucking Cannibal Corpse, you got Obituary, like all these legends from the Tampa area of that like early 90s, late 80s, like metal introduction,
Yeah.
So super easy for us to draw influence from that, of like being around it already. Like all the old heads in our scene were like, those are the legends, those are the guys,
Yeah, but I also know that hardcore is pretty big in Tampa too, obviously, because you guys for a number of years had FYA. The last one I went to was the last one there, I think, number 10 or something, or maybe 9, I don't know. But I know that there's a big hardcore influence there, or at least starting in the last couple of years, there's been a big wave of that. But I know that, fucking all the greatest, like Morbid Angel and Obituary and all that shit, they all recorded down there in Morristown. So, it's weird to kind of get a little bit of both. And that makes me kind of ask, are you hardcore kids playing metal, or are you metalheads raised on hardcore? Do you like, which one is it, do you think?
I would say it's a little bit of a mix between like all of us 6 members that we have. Like I'd say it's a good even split between those two, honestly. Like a lot of us started out going to just like hardcore shows when we were like teenagers at like some local park or some venue, and then like finding metal like through that and like other acts. And some of us found metal and then started going to hardcore shows.
Yeah, all different walks of life,
For
for
sure.
sure.
Interesting. And Jose, when you had already written like an EP's worth of song lyrics, how long were you holding that around, like carrying that around in a backpack or something like that,
Dude,
without having a band?
So it started when I was 16. I just started fucking up in school and I'd get grounded a lot. Long story short. And, I'd be in the room and I pretty much just had access to books. But my attention span, I wasn't sitting there like actually reading these books. So, I'd end up just finding words that I liked. I had a dictionary, and that kind of stuff. And dude, I just wrote for years and years and years. I didn't even think I was good. And like I said, because I was just a writer, I felt like musicians didn't take me serious enough to actually want to kickstart a band. I mean, jam sessions my whole life, dude. I mean, I've met people in every age range, like all the way up until like people in their 50s, dude. And, I guess it's pretty much gotten me to like where I am now. But I will say that if it wasn't for, my bandmates, if it wasn't for, Rafi, who, originally started the band with me, yeah, dude, I wouldn't. Obviously, it's so cliche, but I wouldn't be able to do it without them, man. There was a lot of like hiccups and fuck ups along the way, and I just basically just needed people to like believe in what I was passionate about with their passion and get us to where we needed to go. And really, the thing to kind of break the camel's back was in 2020, when the world was chaotic. It really, the thrash crossover route like came after Riley passed away. I think everybody was just shocked and everybody was feeling it all at the same time. I had been working on a project, a consistent one, for like 10 months. We hadn't written shit. And I just remember going to my buddy Rafi and being like, dude, we need to break away. Like, I'm like, it's now or never, kind of thing. And I was like, listen, man, I got lyrics, like I got all kinds of stuff. I just got a lot I want to say. I just need the music, And he heard me out. I showed him some of the stuff I had. And funny enough, I'll just wrap this up in a nice bow, but the lyrics, I have friends that I've known since I was 16. I'm 32 now. And they remember little verses and little lyrics that I would like tell them like, oh, I came up with this line today, like when I was 16 or 17 years old, that I ended up using in Cold Steel lyrics later on. So so you kind of full cycle, man. It took me getting grounded a lot in a lot of books, but not really reading.
So you basically carried around these little notes with you for your entire life for the most part. And then what, like your first band is Cold Steel at age what, like late 20s at this point?
Yeah, 28. I mean, again, jam sessions, I had names for bands with people, but it just never went anywhere.
Right. Ever. So like first live show, I guess, would be Cold Steel type vibe. Okay.
Sure.
Interesting. Late start, buddy. Not that it's a bad thing. I'm not saying that I'm way older than you are, so by all means.
Some people, they're sleepers.
Late bloomers.
Yeah. Well, what is the age like demographic in the band? Obviously, Jose's 32, so like, are they around the same age, or is it because you said you jam with people all walks of life, all ages? So, is the band kind of around the same ballpark age, or is it scattered?
Yeah, we're like
he's the oldest though.
Yeah, I am called out. But no, it's late 20s, early 30s. I'm 34. I think Raph is the youngest. He's 28.
Mm-hmm.
29.
Got to talk the youngest kid into. You got to talk him in first. That's how you get it. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel that. And again, this is gonna be a lot of basic ass question shit because, like I told you.
Okay, man, please.
Yeah, because I'm just curious in general because obviously you are located somewhat near me and coming out of nowhere. So, where's the name come from?
Dude, a few places. Very, very specific. Back in my writing days, again, notebooks from when I was like 16 years old. There was this game that I used to play on PlayStation 2 called Dark Alliance. It was a Baldur's Gate game. I don't think Baldur's Gate like continued the like lineage of that game. I think they like broke away and kind of did their own thing. I don't even keep up with games anymore, but I used to play that game, and I would read the description of the game sometimes when I was grounded because I didn't have the game system in my room anymore. So, you know, I would just, again, like things that sounded cool, man, I would just always write things down. Napkins, piece of paper, anything, like whatever I could find, I would write things down. And Cold Steel is like one of the things that is like part of the like little story in the back of the game. And then what kind of like re-triggered that, funny enough, was one day we were at practice with Cold Steel before we were Cold Steel, and we were talking about something about executioner's tax, and I was like, you know, like the part like where he's like, you know, he carries cold hard steel, and then I was like, oh, cold hard steel, Cold Steel. I'm like, it sounds so like cliche for like a metal name, but it just sounded cool, and I'm not gonna lie, dude, so many people thought like it was corny behind the scenes, like totally like cringe for lack of a better word. And I'm glad we stuck with it, man, because a lot of people think it's fucking cool now, and it just kind of has this like old feel to it. And I think just keeping it simple, really, honestly.
Interesting. I know I was trying to look it up, like look up some stuff, like some of your videos for a separate thing on Lambgoat. I was adding, because your album's coming out this week, I was putting you on the albums coming out this week list. But anyway, I was looking for your video or a video that you guys put out for this record, and you know, you put Cold Steel in the YouTube, and then you hit search, and it's just like a bunch of knife videos. So I didn't know if maybe you guys are like super into knives or something like that. But it is Florida, so you know, I mean, open carry. It's open. We can all open carry now, and all the knives and all the guns. So it's whatever. Gotta correlate the two, put the two together. You never know.
Yeah, each of us has at least 9 knives at all times. No, not at all. That was just coincidence. You know, it's definitely, we've run into some like funny situations with the name being Cold Steel, and like I found a DVD, like an instructional self-defense, and it was like published by Cold Steel, like the knife company, and it's like how to avoid knife attacks.
Yeah.
Funny stuff.
Well, I mean, there's another band, kind of like a crossover fucking hardcore metalcore band, Contention, and they're, you know, Cosmo's a gun guy, so you know it's not far fetched that you guys might be, you know,
Florida man
into that game. Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to be watching this going like fucking losers, but
weirdos.
It is what it is down here, fellas. So yeah, what are some? I know we talked about like influences in general to your musical preferences and whatnot, and where the band sound comes from. But are there any specific like? For the new record, Discipline and Punish, is there any kind of like influence that, you know, not originally from the start of the band, or something that kind of like after being together for X amount of time, you guys kind of like all started getting on the same page with certain things, or what? How did that work out?
Yeah, I would definitely say like early on, as you could tell from like the Power Trip influence, and a lot of like we wanted to do super fast with crushing breakdowns. Like that was very much so the early stuff, like play quick, hit hard. But this last album, I mean, I guess that was kind of the concept for the first 2 EPs. And then this last album, we went a lot more into like, well, what kind of music do we like? Like, what did we listen to growing up? Like, what is some of like the metal influences and shows that we like heard that weren't from like local scene kind of sounds, you know? So we started looking at like early Machine Head, like OG Slipknot, like the self-titled Iowa, like all that stuff. Just that early 90s, late 80s, like aggressive kind of metal that was coming out. Like almost that new metal border, but still had that super hard just riff with like this drum beat, you know? Like, I don't know, something about those early like 90s metal bands coming out has so much raw like emotion.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a lot of the influence for the new Discipline Punch for sure, at least sonically, like musically.
Interesting. You know, you brought it up like, and everyone's going to hate me for this because I talk about it endlessly, but it is what it is. Boys, I don't know what to tell you. You brought up a bunch of like new metal bands in the earlier, you just brought them up obviously, but I'm curious because you're a little more than like 10 years younger than I am. When did you guys kind of like fall into like that realm of like music, like the Slipknots and like maybe that 2001, the 2001 Machine Head Supercharger album and stuff like that? When did you guys kind of like fall into that world. Obviously, you probably you may have been around in that world when it was coming out, and your parents may have been. Who knows? But when did you kind of get into that? Because it wasn't cool to be into nu metal for a long time. As someone who was into nu metal and hardcore and metalcore at the same time, I had to like hide a lot of my nu metalness. So
yeah, everybody thought it was so cheesy. They were just like, oh, what are the lyrics? What are they doing with their vocals? Like, that was definitely. But me personally, I would like Linkin Park was my gateway. Like listening to them when I was like 14, 15, like
gateway into like music or like wanting to be in a band type of thing, or just
or like I would say, yeah. I mean, I was obviously listening to like my uncle showed me like Stevie Ray Vaughan, and that was me getting into like playing guitar and bass and stuff. But I would say like Linkin Park was like the first band that I listened to that was like any kind of like rock.
You found it yourself type thing. Like it wasn't like something that your family showed you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was like bought it at Walmart when you can still go to Walmart and buy like metal CDs and like all the post-hardcore stuff. And
unedited probably.
Oh yeah.
Or edited.
Yeah,
edited. They
had the parental advisory. Yeah. But yeah, and then just from there, like all the other catalogs that kind of like came around. I mean, they were definitely like the softer side of that, like nu metal kind of stuff. But then like listening to like Cold Chamber, other bands like that. Like,
did you say Hybrid Theory or did you say what album was
Hybrid
it?
Theory.
Okay, just making sure. Because you said like softer, and I was like, maybe he's talking about Meteor, which was a little softer.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, I wouldn't consider a Hybrid Theory to be soft necessarily.
No.
But it was such a great album.
It's insane.
I just watched a clip of. I was just getting something from the store before this, and for some reason a clip of the new version of Linkin Park popped up on my page, and I don't know where they were, and I don't know how long ago this video or how new this video came out, but it was they were doing Faint, and she was struggling hardcore on that song, so it just wasn't that great.
As like Linkin Park to my core.
Give
like,
me your opinion.
I hate it. I can't back it. I can't get behind it. I can't. Everything about it just. I don't know.
It's not great. It's not great. I saw them in Rockville this past year when they came in May or whenever it is, and I wasn't excited for it. The only time I'd seen Linkin Park one time in 2001 in Tampa at Ozfest. That was like so fucking long ago. Obviously, like Hybrid Theory, I don't even know if it was out yet, but it was around that time frame, and that's the only time I saw them live. And then I saw them again last year with the chick and some other different members that aren't really in the band or whatever. But yeah, this clip was just bad. But anyway, to each his own. Everyone can like whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean that was definitely like my introduction to it. What about you? Get into that kind of, or your like influences early on?
Oh, my early influences. Unfortunately, my parents just listened to salsa music, Spanish music. I mean, they spoke perfect English, but I mean, I didn't really like. I have like friends that they're like, my parents got me onto like everything that I listened to. Yeah. And nothing against my parents. Like that's all like great influence too. I mean, I know that music by heart. But I more just kind of relied on like what my brothers were bringing home.
Nice.
From like the store and stuff. Like DMX was big. I found a Slick Rick CD one time.
Hell yeah! So you're like the other side of my life of just like rap music as well. Like that's why I like nu metal and hardcore so much. Is because I did like rap music, and I found them all interchangeable basically as far as like personality types is concerned.
Yeah, man. I would say like that's probably where a lot of the influence comes for my writing. It's because like it's very lyrical. I feel like my lyrics are very like dense in the sense of like it's too much. Like even when we were recording with Arthur, he pretty much told me, he's like, we need to cut like half of this shit. like this is too much. He's like, there's too much verbiage in there.
The album cover or the album sheets recently,
dude,
we had to like condense it down a little bit because he was just like, do normal bands do this? And I was like, normal bands don't have this many lyrics.
Yeah, they don't usually have that problem, but the CD like lyric sheets and like the vinyl, like they were having issues because they're like, we're not used to having a punch in this much. Like, this is a lot. So I never thought that would be an issue, but I guess it's kind of a cool issue to have, you know?
I guess so.
A lot I have to say.
Speaking of, recording and everything like that, let's jump into the new album then.
Sure.
Yeah.
Disciple and Punishment, or Punish. Where do you guys get that name from? What archaic video game or movie did you watch back in the day that you've been carrying that fucking title around for 20 plus years?
So there was a time that we thought we actually had to change the name to the band. And it was like months. And, we had already been like, in talks with the label. I don't remember if we had already signed or what, but it was basically a thing that we were under the impression that we were going to have to change the name. And so we started looking around and, it felt forced. A lot of names like just didn't land right. And there was just this one day that, I believe in signs, a lot of people like don't, but I'm one of those people that I'm just like, I remember waking up one day, like 3:00 in the fucking morning, like just full of anxiety, like pacing around the house, like my significant other sleeping. And I'm just like, what is the name going to be? And I was a little cold. So I was like, let me throw a t-shirt on. And I pulled out, I have like it's a shirt that Triple B put out after Riley passed away. It's like a rest in peace Riley shirt. And, on the back of it, it's this amazing picture of Riley. And I'm sure you've seen the picture where it's like his back, to the camera. Mm-hmm. He's facing the audience with his arms out. It says, the back of the shirt says Discipline and Punish, which is a book. Are you familiar with the book?
I am not, no.
It's from the 70s. It's about torture and power and control.
Industrial complex.
Industrial complex. That's what his shirt was like based off of. Like, it was like a streetwear company that like basically like took the book and like did a cool like shirt with it. And I just started like looking into it and I was like, this is so fucking interesting. And that book kind of like, I guess, resonates with like stuff that's going on today. I mean, because it starts off with like torture and then like, like flexes all the way up to like, how would you say, surveillance?
Like manipulation, almost like Big Brother type of situation.
Yeah, like Big Brother, like, you know what I mean? Like stuff that's literally happening right now. You know what I mean? So it just seems so powerful. And we thought we were trying to play with those words for a band name. And then when we found out that we were able to keep the name, we just talked about it and I was like, guys, I'm like, this is the title. This is the fucking title. Like, this happened for a reason. And the guys were like sold. They were sold. So that's it. So kind of like in remembrance of Riley, and also because of, the book and its contents and,
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm actually grateful that we landed that.
Was I saying disciple and punishment or punish? Or did I say discipline and punish?
You said discipline. It's discipline and punish.
Yeah, I know. I have it written down. I was just making sure I wasn't saying disciple and punish. I don't know why I would have said that, but just in case you were saying it, and I was like, have I been saying it fucking wrong? Which wouldn't be the first time, so I'm just double checking.
No, you're good, man. Yeah. You said it right.
All right, so let's move on. How long were you guys a band prior to getting in with like talks with Spine Farm?
So it's been a year now. Yeah, it's almost been 2 years. And 3 years, and then they hit us up 2024 December of 2024, 2023. Yeah, so yeah, we've been talking to the Spine Farm for about like a year and a half now, and then been a band since early 2021.
I will say something real quick. Not if I just to add on to what Shawn said. So we formed at the end of 2020. That's like when things really started. Like, we were writing, and I think by the fourth practice we had like 3 songs written. The following year, we released our EP in July, and then that October of 2021, it was our 4th show ever. So the first 3 shows we ever played, we played at the same venue, which is the Brass Mug in Tampa, legendary venue. A lot of people know. And our 4th show ever, dude, we got so fucking lucky. We got on some kind of online poll that Trivium made, and they were basically asking like, yo, like what bands are like popping off in Florida right now? And somehow like we just got on there and basically caught their attention, and they hit us up like either the day before or 2 days before the show, and they're like, do you guys want to open up for Trivium? So we got that opportunity like really early on. And I will say that Matt Heafy is the one who basically put us in touch with Spine Farm. And I will say as well that he's kind of been in the background since then. Like he's always like not voicing that he's like, oh, I'm seeing what you guys are doing to see if you guys are active. But like we kind of know like he's been there because he told us himself, you know, that he's been watching. So once the label thing kind of hit, like I feel like it started like in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like he really believed in us, and pretty much like once we came out with the second EP, once he heard Full Tilt, like he was like, you guys are really fucking doing something. And you know, so I have to give him, we got to give like Matt Heafy like a lot of the credit for, I think, why Spine Farm even looked in our direction.
Interesting. And did he have anything to do? Because I mean, he works with bands, like, you know, he recorded I think some Frozen Soul stuff recently, or and some other bands, but was there any kind of talks with like working with him in a studio aspect, or you just went with Arthur instead?
Not in the studio per se, but a lot of guidance, a lot of wisdom, a lot of encouragement, you know, a lot of change too. You know, there was a lot of stuff that, you know, I don't want to necessarily say like we didn't agree with, you know, it was just more of like oh man, like this is different. But in the end, we were working with Arthur, you know, this was like Matt, Arthur, the band, all kind of like simultaneously working together. And, you know, Arthur did take a lot of, you know, Matt's notes and applied them, and it worked. And honestly, I'm really happy with the way everything turned out.
Nice. And when you recorded it, was it something like, how did you record it? I should ask. Like, was it live? Was it layered? You know, like, did you demo it all live at once and then just break it down layering, or did you record it, you know, either way?
You know, probably more about that process, about how we filmed, not filmed.
They recorded the actual album.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, we, a lot of it was definitely just demoing at home originally. Either one of our guitarists or another one of our guitarists just sending over riffs and just sitting in front of, like, I think me and our other guitarists have been using like FL Studio, like the jankiest DAW you can probably get together to do hardcore metal, but made it work.
Yeah, I haven't heard it being used in that aspect. I mean, I know like digital music production, like in hip hop and
Sure.
electronic music. That's big. FL is big, but not so much. I've never heard of anybody in the metal or rock world using it.
Yeah, it was definitely different, but that's how we did it. We just bounced back demos doing that. We actually came into the studio, I think, with like 14 or 15 songs or close to that, and like just sat down and then worked with Arthur and like
not me.
Yeah. Well, we sat down and like worked with Arthur. We went out to Philadelphia for 2 weeks and like got an Airbnb and just walked up to him, and we had those demos and we just went from there. Just started recording, doing a little editing.
Just you and the other 4 other dudes, and not Jose. Jose doesn't come to.
Jose was there, but he was just still working on lyrics. You know,
it was a journey. Man.
Yeah,
it was a journey. I delayed the album by, I mean, probably like 7 or 8 months, I feel. But dude, everything I feel like comes in like the time it's supposed to, like, you know, arrive. So, yeah, hey, it worked out. But
how is it possible though? You've been carrying around a satchel full of lyrics your entire life.
Dude, you're gonna have to see the lyrics. You're gonna have to like.
Are you writing like? Are you writing like? Are you Tolkien of the hardcore world or something like that?
Oh, no, that's not at all what I'm saying.
You might not say that.
I dude, just super self-critic, you know what I mean? I definitely I look up every word, you know, like if I'm gonna use a word, like I'm like this can't be right, like, you know, and like I said, dude, I didn't read a lot of books growing up, you know. I think at most I read like the Odyssey, you know, in school we had to read that, you know, Great Gatsby, like, you know, those kind of books.
Horrible book.
What's that?
Horrible book.
Terrible.
The
Wait,
Gatsby.
the Odyssey or
The Gatsby.
Yes.
Hate it.
oh, okay. Damn, I was about to say, I'm like, please.
I honestly, I've never read the Odyssey. I mean, I watched many videos of it in school,
Yeah,
but
it's
that was one
incredible.
we never had to read.
Yeah,
That's
that,
really good.
yeah, I actually get a lot of inspo from there. But I forget where I was going. My mind's all over the place.
Talking about your lyrics and how you delayed the fucking album for almost a year.
Oh, so that's what it is, dude. My mind's all over the fucking place. So, bro, like, I just, like, if you just could see the chaos, like, the, like, mapping of the way that, like, I mean, I had stuff all over the fucking walls, man. Like, kind of like, what's his name? Charlie.
Yeah.
We
Always
said
funny,
things
you're
like
like,
that. We would
dude,
send that
the
picture and be like
strings.
Jose right now trying to get
Dude,
lyrics
That's
together.
hilarious.
Dude, I typed stuff. I wrote all over the type stuff. Like, I mean, dude, the stack of papers that I have after the album is probably about this much. I know it sounds wasteful, but again, the way my mind works, like, very chaotic. So it took me a long time. It was grueling. Sometimes I wouldn't answer the label back for fucking weeks. I wouldn't answer the guys back. I would just disappear, man. And it's kind of sad to say, you know, because like none of them deserve that shit. But like there was just times I just wasn't fucking picking up, you know. I just curtains fucking drawn, well, closed, right? Drawn means open, right?
Yeah.
One of the two. You see, I'm always like second guessing myself. I'm like, did I use that correct? But that's just been me my whole damn life. So that's where I'm at.
What? So work with Arthur because he's worked with like, you know, fucking. Yeah, anyone and everybody. It's a long list of people. But like, was he? What did he have a hand in? Was it recording, engineering it, or was it mixing and mastering it, or was it everything?
All of that. Yeah.
Okay.
He recorded, engineered, mixed, mastered, did it all.
So you guys have demoed the album, obviously, or you demoed the shit between you forever. Yep. Did Heafy have input? You had said he had input, but did he have input on like how the demos went and then like structure of songs and stuff like that? And did Arthur help with that as well, or did you kind of just like show up and you had X amount of time, so you already kind of had polished items to go?
I would say Matt definitely helped when it came to just like encouragement and just like song structure and just being like, hey, maybe like do some choruses in some of these songs. Or,
that was my big note. Was choruses.
Because we were very much so just like riff. And it's like, all right, we're getting to the point with an album where you gotta start getting some songs together. And he definitely helped with that kind of stuff. And then Arthur was just there to like really help us like sonically like make the sounds like flow and some crazy effects. Like we were like, we want it to sound fucked up, and he's like, we got you. Yeah.
What were the effects that made it sound fucked up?
Oh, we definitely got. You'll see when the album comes out, but we got. The song says like the ending is like an hour and a half, not an hour and a half, a minute and a half breakdown where it's just like gets slower and slower, and he starts throwing like chopped and screwed like rap beats behind some of the parts, and just like real crazy edits and like transitions. Just here with 3 guitars, we definitely utilize having 3 guitars and doing dive bombs.
Dive bombs are big, man. They came back in the last couple of years, and that's something that was not prevalent for fucking like 20 years. I feel like even more, and then now all of a sudden the 80s are back. It's like, fuck. I guess it happened with the crossover stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Texas, I feel like Texas met
for sure.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think the first bands I really heard do it a lot were like Power Trip, obviously did a couple, and then like Creeping Death. I don't know why, but Creeping Death is a big one. Judiciary.
I am.
Like,
I am. Yeah, I guess a lot of Texas thrash and crossover.
That sound back for sure.
Well, either way, we're here now. It's all over. So.
Yeah, loving it. I mean, we're over here doing dive bombs for 3 of us.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, what's the deal with having 6 people in the band and one of them not being a DJ?
There's been talks. in talks. I mean, we might be one album writing away from just me switching over to DJ. We'll see. I also know how to play piano, so maybe we'll get some.
Hey, there you go. You could do both. You could trigger and scratch. Do you DJ?
No, I mean I haven't, but I have experience with like a deck and everything. Like I know how to do. I've done like mashups for fun, just because it's really fun to put pop songs over metal tracks. But
DJing is fun. That's what I was gonna say. If you had experience with it, we were gonna sidetrack this whole fucking conversation into DJing because I also DJ. So,
talk about it. What kind of music?
For sure.
Oh, all of it. I actually have like DJed for like most of my life as a
amazing.
DJ. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you do house music or like?
Yeah, I've done electronic music, so to speak, but I've done like. Yeah, you can look up my shit. It's on fucking Spotify and
definitely will
and SoundCloud. But
what do we look up?
LURK City is what it is.
Oh, okay.
Cool. I have like one song on Spotify because this was years ago and I stopped doing all that for the most part and focused more so on back in my main vein of music. But I was in a band like in the early 2000s when I was in like a shitty metalcore band. But then as time went on, house music became popular again because I grew up listening to rap and like the Chemical Brothers and Fatboy Slim in the early, MTV electronica days. So I got into that and I started DJing like electronic music, house music, dubstep before it became like oversaturated here in America. And then I just started doing now I basically DJ 95 to 2005 hip hop and pop music. So, strategically, that's all I DJ when I DJ like out locally here now, because no one else is doing it, and I fucking set it off. You know what I'm saying? Because all the kids, all the kids grew up listening to their moms and dads' music, and that's exactly what the fuck it is. And I also just DJ'd in real time when those songs are coming out, so I know it all by heart for the most part. But then,
Boosie's on the comeback.
Yeah. Boosie is definitely on the comeback, dude.
Crazy.
But I also do new metal night, so I DJ like fucking new metal bangers, and I'll be in Tampa later this month. You guys come to the Orpheum, check it out,
dude. We'll come see. Are you kidding me? We'll come hang out.
I mean, we'll be back on the 22nd. Is it later this month?
Yeah, I think it's fuck, dude. Where was it at?
Please.
26th.
Nice.
So it's like the Wednesday before Thanksgiving or the Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, we'll definitely be back. Shameless plug, but we're going on a run, so we'll be gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, hold on. We can probably talk about it. I think I've posted about it. Or have you guys announced it? Yeah, you announced it. Give me 1 second. Yeah. East Coast headliner with you're going to be with Obituary for a handful of dates.
In December,
yeah. So it's just you. It's just you.
Yeah,
with a bunch of local openers, I guess. Yeah, starting on the 8th. Well, technically the 8th, but that's a Tampa show. I'm assuming that's your album release in the Crowbar.
Yep, that's the one.
And then you have the 11th or the 12th through the 20th, and you have a little dates. You can look it all up at lambgoat.com later on and check that out. But then you also do have the Obituary dates. I'll see you here on the 6th. You're coming to the fucking Albatross. So we'll do it then. We'll do it big both weekends.
Yes.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. But no, I was going to say DJing is mad fun, and I fucking do it all the time. I get made fun of all the time at Lambgoat because they call me DJ Spotify, and that's fucking K.
Yeah.
Because
we'll come hang out. We'll come see you.
No, I was about to say our one of our other guitarists, Rafi, like one of the OG members with Jose, he not to put him on blast, but he had some like life stuff going on in the middle of it, and did a hiatus from the band and was just keep music alive. He was doing a little DJing there, and he's pretty good at it.
Come on down, brother. Come on, Rafi. We can talk shop, bro. I fucking love it. I love talking shop, and I love talking drama. So when I hang out, those are the two things I like to talk about. But no, I mean, it's definitely funny. Like speaking of like DJing these places, like the Orpheum, or like in Atlanta we do 529 or 527 or whatever, and a couple other venues around the state and southeast. But like, we'll be there, and then the next night I see a KC Stray, and I'm like, this is fucking weird. Like you're sharing the same stage as like all these bands that I cover on much bigger
Right.
bassist, and I'm like, I'm coming up here and I'm playing my little fucking break stuff song.
Yeah.
But I
That's
haven't left.
yeah, that's cool though. That's the best part about a DIY venue,
You're a real dude.
or just like a venue that does those kind of things.
Yeah, Orpheum's tight too. I mean, and we've done Orpheum, the Conduit, and a lot of other kind of local. I mean, I used to live in Tampa for a number of years, and that's when like the dubstep thing was really popping off. You're probably too young to remember, but the amphitheater used to have like a rotating dance floor down there.
Oh yeah, Caught on Fire.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah, that place.
oh, we're still in the 70s. We were Ybor Rats for a little bit. I
Oh
don't want-
shit.
I don't want
Oh,
to
yeah.
talk, but me and Jose for sure.
You ever been to Res?
Oh,
Don't
dude.
answer my question.
I've been to the Ybor all up and down the Ritz.
I believe
Yeah,
you. You
all
definitely
sorts.
been there then.
You know what's funny is one of the first times I saw Animals as Leaders down there was at the Ritz, and I like walked right, and this is way long ago. So I was living in there. I was living in Tampa like 2010, 2013 timeframe, so like a while
Okay.
ago.
Transitions.
And so Animals as Leaders was playing, and they were opening for Between the Buried and Me, and I think this was on a fucking. It wasn't Coma because Coma wasn't even out then. It might have been like a Colors anniversary album or some shit like that. But yeah, so I saw Tosin just walking by himself because this is before all the sports cars and the notoriety and stuff. But I was all like, "Oh shit, what's up, dude? I remember you in Reflux," and that's just like a small little band in Georgia that he was a part of before he joined Animals as Leaders. But yeah, so that was kind of a funny situation. He was like, "What?" And I was like,
That's
"Yeah."
great. Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast. Person in the background walking by. Your decor in your room
Brought
is
pizza.
Hey. very nice decor. I'll give her that.
Thank you.
I know none of that is yours or anyone else behind it.
I don't know. Jose's good with it.
Both
He
of
used to-
us.
They used to run a little antique shop together, so they've got very good taste.
I mean, I kind of feel like, I have a similar light to that, and my girl picked it out, so I have to think that, like, I got to go with, like, she's probably done a lot of the feng shuiing of that apartment.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Understood.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like when we logged on, I was like, none of these guys decorated this fucking place. So now that she walked by, I could call it out. Anyway, we'll keep moving on. We'll keep it moving. You know what I mean?
But yeah, super cool. I mean, yeah, with like Ybor, it like there was a period there, like with the Ritz and Orpheum and Crowbar, like you could just go hang out after a show and you might run into the band that you just saw.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I ran into like the guys from On Broken Wings where they were like with Imur. They were like touring with Imur just at a bar somewhere. And I was like, what those shit? Yeah, Ybor, fucking crazy, dude. I've mentioned it a couple times here on this podcast, but like if you get off, don't leave that main strip. Don't leave the main strip.
It's eighth is a little better now, but like you're off of 7th or 8th, forget about it.
Is the shoe liquor still around?
So he is,
Jamie, yeah.
but Jamie, yeah, he's not. He went off. He went to get some help for a little bit. Still houseless, but not licking shoes.
What do you mean?
He's still out and about, but he's just not licking shoes anymore. He got help.
When did help? I'm just kind of curious as to what the help would have been to stop licking shoes.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, he just disappeared for a little while and then came back not licking shoes.
I'm gonna have to look it up on the internet. I know there's a video somewhere. Someone interviewed him at some point, but
Right.
he was definitely like someone who I remember vividly because obviously every time you go down there, and I swear to God, he would have like his sights set on certain people, and like whenever I would come with a certain friend, every time I'd bring this friend to Ybor, somehow Shoe Liquor Guy was just like on him. Like he was like, "Oh, he's here now. I'm gonna track him down and like fucking just stare at him or look at him." I remember the first time it even happened. I was at I don't know if it's still there, but the Blue Devil Tattoo is where I got like my leg sleeve.
Yeah, that's our friends.
Yeah. So I got
He just blocked a couple years ago, actually. Sorry.
No, you're good. I got my leg sleeve done down there, and while we were doing the outlining, me and my buddy, who I was just mentioning, were at Subway eating a sub, like waiting to get the process started. And Jamie walks in, the Shoe Liquor Guy walks in, and then he like is like talking about my friend's shoes and like how nice they are. and like I know they're like Walmart dress shoes. You know, like I know that they're just like the shittiest Walmart dress shoes. And he's like, yeah, thanks. And we're talking about them. And then like he goes down to look at them, and he goes below the table, and I can't see anything. And all I can see is like my friend's face, and he's just like following him, going down, and he's like, huh. You know, he just like fucking freaks out, surprises him. The guy
you weren't expecting it.
Yeah, the guy walks off and doesn't say anything else, and then I'm like, what the fuck? And he goes, dude, just lick my shoe. I was like, nah. And I looked, and there was like a big lick mark. But I also have seen him do like bottom of shoes, feet, all sorts of weird shit. So it is like a whole thing. And
I think it's a fetish. It seems like it.
That's what I thought it might have been, a fetish thing. So that's why you say
Probably.
like get help. I'm like, I don't. What kind of help?
Well,
you know, I don't know.
because he does. I can't speak on it because I don't know for sure.
You don't
but
have to. You don't have to.
you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, like basically, you know, yeah, maybe I just shouldn't.
Yeah, it's not healthy to do that. So it would probably be beneficial for him.
I don't want to be like rude, you know what I mean? Because like we're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
But
no, I mean it's definitely not helpful to lick at the bottom of people's shoes.
Well, there's definitely some mental health issues, is what I'll say.
Of course, yeah. Well,
that is pretty vague, and on top, I can say that.
That's to be you know, kind of assumed. But again, it's not healthy to fucking.
Yeah.
You walk into bathrooms, you know what I'm saying?
In Ybor, where you're in Ybor, one of the dirtiest places.
Yeah. So it's.
Oh man, I would not sit on that ground.
A lot of rooster and chicken shit for no reason whatsoever. There's just a bunch of those.
Protected by the city.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They're pretty chill.
It is. That's what makes Florida fucking a cool place. I don't know how much you guys have traveled as a band or solo outside of, you know, just for yourself or whatever. But every time I leave Florida, and like, you know, and for a while I didn't like where I lived in Jacksonville. That's why I moved to Tampa, because I was like, I'm over here. I want to try it somewhere else. Every time I leave, whether it's here or Florida, I'm like, when I come back, I'm like, why do I ever leave? I have no idea why. It's so fucking wildly different out in the outside world that, you know, Florida's just like so home base and cool. It's so much more cooler than everywhere in the country for the most part. And I know we get a lot of dog shit for whatever reason, but that's just because you're hating on the coolness.
Just jealous because they ain't us.
Yeah. I mean, do you guys notice that when you guys are touring or whatever like that? Do you guys ever?
I mean, a lot of us have like done like traveling and everything like that, but as far as like Cold Steel goes, we haven't done much touring, traveling outside of Florida. It's mostly just been Florida runs. We went out to Texas like 2 years ago.
Alabama, we've done a show or two there.
Yeah, but this will be like our first like
real run
up the East Coast as a band.
You have to get like rent two cars for all the guys to load up in, you know?
No, I think we got a van. We're going to cargo van it with a big old trailer and do the classic.
Yep.
Sleep in the van.
Nice. Are you bringing a merch person and a other person to run lights or something? How many people can we fit in the clown car van that can be a part of Cold Steel?
I think we could.
Like 7 or 8.
I think we could probably accomplish clown style 14.
Nice.
We can get them back there. Probably. We do a little powwow in the back, sit Indian style. You know?
If we were really packing it in.
Crisscross applesauce in the back. Yeah.
Nice. As of now, in your short time as being a band, your number of shows under your belt, is there any kind of like memorable on stage antics or mosh pit antics that you remember during your set?
Not anything particularly that sticks out to us. I mean, our mosh pits are pretty.
When people are grabbing the mic, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, that's definitely.
When people know the words, especially like our hometown shows, that's always a big surprise still to this day. But, you know, we actually did a show in Gainesville, and yeah, man, they almost broke my neck. I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
Where was the show in Gainesville?
The Ox.
Okay.
Small little DIY spot.
Yeah, it was chill, man. There was, you know, a good amount of people there and stuff. But like right at the end, like, because I was on the floor, there was these big pipes that were like on the stage, and I was like, man, I just don't want to be like, you know, like jumping on either side of the pole to perform. Yeah. So I got on the ground, and man, dude, so many feet like and fists like flew past my face. Like I'm just like, I'm just asking to get one of these days.
Then you're thinking like, you should have been like, I should be back up there behind the pole.
Yeah, right. Guard.
Man, I risked it all. It was worth it. It was a lot of fun.
We had a venue like that had a pole, not on the stage, but like there was maybe like less than a foot between the stage and the pole. So the pole was in the middle of the room, but like, you know, you could fit like one person probably between the pole and, you know, the stage. But I just remember it being there, and you know, no one ever hit it. But again, like moshing was a little different back in the day, back in the early 2000s. It wasn't the same as it is now. So, you know, there was less ninjas in the pit fighting each other, more just like, you know, pile-ons and cool guy stuff. But I was going to say, like, no one ever hit the pole or broken any arms or whatever. Now, I'm sure it would be dinged up all the time. Or it wouldn't get dinged up. It would ding up people's arms or legs.
Oh, yeah, a lot of broken legs and arms for sure.
You know, there's got to be some kind of insurance that we can start up, like Lambgoat body insurance for fucking pit injuries or something like that.
For shows.
Because there's so many people that are older and probably not on their parents' insurance anymore, or have a job that doesn't offer insurance, XXX, or whatever reason, you know, but they're still going to shows at 36 years old trying to fucking spin kick and, you know, flail their arms. But I see a lot of people breaking their wrists and arms, just breaking their shit sometimes.
Oh, dude! During our set, man, it's so much fun when everything's going down. But like, man, I think we lost count of how many like broken noses. I mean, but people are usually really cheery about it at the end. They're like, "You guys were awesome," and we're like, "We're so sorry." Still apologize.
The adrenaline's still running, and so they haven't felt it. The next day, they definitely are like, "Fuck," you know.
Yeah,
but a lot of champs, man. A lot of champs out there. One kid actually. I think his name is Frank. He's a young kid, man. He got his jaw broken during our set, and he told us a couple months later, he's like, "Yeah, my jaw was wired shut." Like, I was like, "What?"
It was cool. It's like I'm Kanye, but not as much. Swag and money.
Through the wire type shit.
Yeah. That's problematic.
Yeah. We'll end it on this. If you could design your dream tour package for Discipline and Punish, who would be on it? You don't necessarily, I guess you would have to headline if it was the Discipline and Punish tour, but let's just, for the continuity of the question, you don't have to headline.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to leave this one to Shawn because he knows the guys' taste and everything. I depend on the guys for any.
There could be a salsa group that you want to bring along just to bring along. You know what I mean?
Oh, switch it up.
Yeah.
Little
Mariachi El Bronx or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, but man, that's such a loaded question because you have like legends that are still touring. Or
right. Yeah.
Judas Priest, it just announced a tour, so that's like shit. I'd go on tour with Judas Priest all day. But then you also have all these amazing like new bands that are coming out, and even like local bands from Florida, and it's just like touring with like the homies, and just like, so a dream tour could be as far as like getting to go out with like Judas Priest or Slipknot or Metallica or like any of those bands that are still touring,
or even also, a mixed bill would be cool.
Yeah,
he just did that the run with, well, I think they're still doing it with Amel and the Sniffers and Turnstile.
Yeah,
which is like cool because I mean, like Amel and them, they're more like punk and stuff, but I mean, it's all same wheelhouse.
I mean, I've seen show announcements with Harm's Way and 3-6 Mafia. Like, I've gone tour with 3-6 Mafia.
Hell yeah,
easy.
Yeah, I would too.
Every single day.
I would too. If you had to do it for Florida-based tour, like a Florida tour, not in Florida, but bands from Florida that you would go on tour with, you're headlining. Who's the bill? Oh
man, so I'd have to say they've been with us, homies. That's like our sister band since day one. Gaijin. I don't know if you've heard of them. It's a little bit different sound, but they go so hard. Sweetest boys, sweetest dudes, and we've done like run with them before and played so many shows with them. Any chance we get, we'll do a run with those guys. Two piece, yeah, two piece all day. I mean, we just did that feature with Dusty.
The song, yeah.
Like, yeah. Those, we've been playing shows with them since like before Cold Steel, like pre-COVID, like in other bands and stuff. So
they're from here. I think they're from Duval. So
yeah. Oh yeah, they shout it out all the time. They are wearing Jaguar gear.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. I don't know how I feel about that because as a diehard Jaguar fan and diehard Jacksonville person, like I have a love-hate relationship with the Jaguars. So, I get it, but it's also like I fucking hate them right now.
Yeah, that's what it is to be a Jaguar fan. So that's like truly to its core.
Yes.
The fan of Jaguars. Yeah.
One more band though, our friends from Spit Truth, South Florida. We got to rep South Florida as well.
Nice. Okay, I'll check those out. Do you guys I would say we're going to end it on that, but then we started talking about the Jaguars, which led me to think about are you guys sports guys? Are you like Tampa sports guys?
Kind of. I mean, I loved the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's my team. The Bucks. Like I grew up like, my uncle used to take me to like the hockey games and the Bucks games as a kid, I'm not real big into baseball, but like, the Rays.
How is it that the Spanish descendant is in like I like the fucking hockey and I like the American football, but I don't like the sport where like I don't know a lot of Spanish people just excel at and completely.
I know. My dad was a big baseball guy, but I don't know, man. It just never. I mean, it's cool to watch. I love going to a ball game, but I guess I don't know. I'm not a big sports guy either. I enjoy my teams, but I just not a big sport guy.
We're all pretty like. I mean, we support our local teams as far as like that goes. I mean, our bassist JP, you talk to him about
he's the sport guy,
football, some European soccer. He will not give him time. He's gonna need it.
I'm a big Rays guy.
Oh shit! All right.
I got like a bunch of these. These are the recent ones, autographed cards that just came in.
Okay.
Dude, that is so tight. I love that you love the Rays.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a big Rays guy. I lived in Tampa, brother, so that's where I got the bug. I got the bug like
all the time.
Well, they weren't winning back then. They weren't. They were like $3 to $5 tickets. So I would just go to the game and get like fucked up. Like you go for $7. You go and you pregame at the Trop parking lot because you got to get down there like hours before the game because of the bridge and the Gandy and all the traffic and shit. So like you're there for 2 hours before gates and then you're just drinking and then it just becomes a whole fucking thing. It's a great time.
Let's go to a game one day too.
I go every year. Every year I go to multiple games, whether it's in Tampa or I even started traveling outside of Florida to go to the games. I'm with it. I used to be a diehard Jaguar fan, and football was like my shit. The Gators were my shit, and I'm Canadian, half Canadian. I was born here, but my mom is from. And that side of the family is from Quebec. So I do also like hockey. I'm a Lightning fan too. But the Rays have just become like, I am fully into it. I'm so full into it in the last couple of years. I stopped really paying attention to a lot of football stuff because it's just like nerfed and lame.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is what it is. Enough sports. I'll cut you guys loose here. But yeah, definitely hit me up about a game. Definitely will go to the game.
Yes.
I mean, we go to shows all the time down there too. And every other month I'm down there for the fucking Irrit New Metal Night.
Yeah, we're going to come see you.
We're coming to a DJ set. That's
November 26th. We're coming to see you.
It's all good. All fucking 18 of your band members should show up.
Yes, they're all coming.
And then I'll teach one of you how to DJ and then you can fucking do it on the tour.
Let's go. Deal.
Boys, thank you very much. No problem. Again, the album is already out while you're listening to this. So Cold Steel, Discipline and Punish on Sharp Tone. They got a couple dates coming up.
Oh wait, yeah.
Sharp Tone, Spine Farm. They're all the same. They all are. I mixed those two up so fucking much. But yes, you're correct.
That's
Thank
okay.
you. Thank you for that.
Shout out to them anyway.
Shout out to everybody.
That's right.
Except certain people. We'll leave them out. We'll leave them out of the fucking shout out. All right, boys. Thank you very much. We'll be in touch. And I'll see you soon.
Yeah, dude, thank you so much, brother. We'll see you soon.
Bye.